Make a date with Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
This is Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International. We meet behind the trade fair, behind Zenith College, bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. This morning, I'd like to tag what I'm about to say, Patmos positions. In the book of Revelation, chapter 1, from verse 9 to 11. You know, the book of Revelations begins with John the Revelator. We call him John the Revelator. Remember the beloved disciple, the one that Jesus loved well. You know, and was on the Isle of Patmos, a prisoner on the Isle of Patmos. And the Bible said in the Isle of Patmos, I believe probably fasting and praying and seeking the face of God, he had one of the most profound revelations, and those revelations are captured in the book of Revelations. Very, very, very profound, vivid pictures and very imageries and allegories and all those things that comes with it. And they are very, very powerful. And they're so pregnant with meaning. And some of them even confuse theologians till today. Now, here is the interesting thing. John was the same person, if you remember, when Jesus died on the cross, just before he gave up the ghost, he said to his mother, behold your son, and woman, behold your son, and then son, behold your mother. So that John meant a lot, and John had a level of familiarity, and John had a level of a kosher relationship with Jesus, perhaps much more than the others. So on the Isle of Patmos, something very interesting happened. The Bible said John now comes out to say he has a revelation. And then in the revelation, he saw Jesus. And when Jesus was approaching, look at the description that he said. He said, listen, I saw somebody like the Son of Man. That means I saw someone like the man I used to know. I saw someone like the person I used to fellowship with. I saw someone like the person whose bosom I laid, and to bring out the fact of his betrayal, or the culprit of the betrayal. It was this same person. I saw somebody like the Son of Man. I mean, he looks like him. He looks like him. But then he said, oh, wait a minute. But something had changed around him. And that thing which had changed around him, he said, I saw somebody like the Son of Man. But this time, the person I thought I knew, that now I'm seeing him in a different light. See how he looks like. His hair is white as wool, you know, and too, his eyes are like fire. And then when he speaks with the voice of thunder and lightning and earthquake. And then John said, I fell at his feet. Now here, wait a minute. John said, I saw somebody like the person I used to know. Like the person back in those days. I saw the person. But now, the person I'm seeing, something has changed around him. There has been a divine rearrangement around him. Something has shifted around him. He's no longer the person. My body, I used to put my head on his bosom. He's no longer that same person. Something had changed about him. And guess what John said? He said his hair is white as wool. Now the Bible says hoary hair is for wisdom. So he has increased in the stature of his wisdom. And the Bible says his eyes were like fire. That means light, revelatory light, blinding revelatory light, burning light, purging light. It's not coming from him. And he said, and when he speaks with the voice of thunder and lightning and an earthquake. That means authority. When he speaks, something has shifted. Something has changed around that person. There has been a divine rearrangement around the person that I thought I knew. And so John said, I dare not be familiar with this person anymore. I can't afford to be familiar with this person. It will be dangerous to be familiar with this person. Like John the Baptist said, this time the man I saw, when I looked at him like the Son of Man, but because of what has happened to him, I fell. I gave him reverence. I gave him respect. I can't afford to be familiar with him anymore. I can't afford to do that. You know one thing? John said, I fell. And because he went down like that, see the fresh revelations that he got. See the places he was lifted to. See the instructions that he was given were instructions that spoke into the future. That gave instructions for the future. John became a doorway, a portal for which the future could be revealed and the future will be principled. In the same way, Jesus goes to Nazareth, and they knew him as a little boy. And they said, is not this the carpenter's son? Don't we know his mother? Don't we know his brothers and his sisters? They were very flippant with him, even though God had made a divine rearrangement. The little boy they knew was no more the boy they saw. Something had happened. Something had changed. He's not your, hey, God, Jesus, hey, Charlie, Jesus. He's not your Charlie anymore. And they began to, oh, don't we know him? And as a result of that, the Bible says he could do no miracles. He could just do a little few miracles over there. And nothing happened to them from that time onwards. So he came there as a blessing with divine rearrangement. What they forget that he has been to the Jordan River. He had been buried in the river. He had come out a new man. Power had come from on high to be empowered by the Spirit of God descending like a dove. The voice of approval has been spoken over his life. Over familiarity. So you have a choice. I was sitting one time with a lady who was very sick. And her brother had a very powerful healing ministry. And then I was wondering, then I was saying, look, your brother has a very powerful healing ministry. I have seen your brother, I mean, by him, God has used them to heal situations like yours. And the first word that came out, he asked for him. Oh. So you are sitting by gold, but you can never enjoy it. You are sitting by blessing, but you can't be a partaker of it because of your familiarity. Sometimes God brings us to Patmos, and in Patmos, we adopt different situations in order to benefit of the blessings of the future. Patmos positions are very important. Patmos positions are not flippant. Patmos positions are not over familiar. Patmos positions are positions of respect and reverence. Not worship, but reverence and respect. And when we do that, we attract Patmos blessings. And we attract things that will speak into our future. Light, we receive light. Authority comes into the midst of our situations and speaks to our situations and changes things about us and gives us a new destiny. Well, it's your choice. Maybe you can come to Patmos and still be flippant. Or is he not the same guy? But mind you, John said, he is like. Something about him had changed. You want to receive a blessing? What you respect, you attract. What you disrespect, you can never attract. That's the bottom line. Your familiarity with the things of God. And when certain people in positions of prominence that God has blessed will deny you access to those things. Mark my words, it is true. God bless you. Position yourself at Patmos properly.